Man, y'all can't say I don't love y'all. You can't. Lord knows I'm tired. My body is through. But I promised. I was really trying to get on yesterday. I really was, man. I really tried. And then I realized I was like, man, I'm gonna be staying at work to a certain amount of time. So I wasn't gonna be able to do it. And of course, overseas, overseas, they like, man, don't worry about it, man. You know we got you. It's on you, man. When you feel good, you wanna do it tomorrow? I'm like, yep, I'm gonna push it tomorrow. So let's get right to it. Let's start off. Where do I want to start off at? Mm. Woo, honey boo child. There's so much to start off with. Look at the notes real quick. Woo. All right. So matter of fact, we're gonna start off with my videos. All right. Everybody was like making a big thing with Tiafimo, what he said um on the Mason Cam podcast, and he was breaking down the money thing. Now that I put it in 4 clips, minute and a half clips, but now I can really get into it. And a lot of older fighters, legends, really came onto my comments or DM me and said, "Man, you once again you telling nothing but the truth." And it's sad that they had to, do that. That it's quiet as it's kept still about how money goes in this sport. And you know how I like to do the show. I like to segue. Like I just pick something I start off with, and then I segue it into something else, something else, something else. And the thing that gets me is that he didn't say nothing wrong. Why are people so shocked when he said, "Oh yeah, when I fought no man, walk away with no million, walked away with 460 after everything was over with." Go look at Robert Garcia and Mikey Garcia talk about how the money comes. And I always tell this story, right? We're in the gym. Me, Dusty, all of us are talking about a certain fighter, right? About he gonna have to pay international tax. And paying your taxes, state tax, all these different things, right? And luxury tax and I'll never forget little cousin Keon, we were cooling off, we were changing to leave. And he just cooling off, pop, pop, and he goes, "Wait a minute. I fight for $1 million, I don't get $1 million." And we just bust out laughing. We say, "No, no, you don't. You don't get it. You lucky if you walk away with 6 or 7. If you lucky, it's good money. Walk away. You pay your team and everything. You get 6 or 7. That ain't too shabby. But yes, 460. I ain't mad at him. Like, sure, all right, ain't too shabby. 460 after everything. All right, cool." You have to understand that fighters, and I said in the video, and I'm gonna say it now. I don't care who freaking feelings it hurt, cause I know certain people butt hurt with some of the stuff I be saying on here. I don't care. It ain't hard to find. Anyway, you sit there and you got these so-called besties and girls and family and whatever the hell you want to call it. And it's an illusion. I never forget I took Suge to Merlin Live, right? And I didn't explain to her, me, Uncle Sheezy, we had this conversation on one of these episodes. I was like, man, I told her it's all an illusion. You see all the nice lights and the pyro and smoke and everything. You see these guys, home tight. Everybody got their own section and they shirts for everybody. And when you see them come out, it looks. I never forget. She said, "How much did he make? He make what? 10,000?" I said, "No." She said, "Huh? But he got a packed section over there." I said, "So?" She's like, "Oh well, okay, fine." I'm like, "No." You got some guys, man. I done seen fights, been at fights as a little boy, where you can see a guy fight, right? And he's the A side guy. He's the guy with the outfit on, the family, all of that, right? He may walk out of there with 950, and I've seen a check for 950, dead ass. With one of my friends, seen a check with 950, and the opponent walked away. I think he got paid like 3,000, flat out. All he had to do was show up. All he had to do was just show up, and you still got to pay your people, and yet you have to sit there and you have to understand that you have fighters that are the B side that are thrown to the wolves that trust their skill sets. Emmanuel Augustus was one. Man, I know a lot of fights. Stephon McIntyre, who's retired now, another guy who I watched come up. Man, they making all this money being the B side guy. They make all kinds of money being the B side. They might do a 4 round of here, 8 round of here, 6 round of here, and none of them joints they got stopped. They just lost. Some of them they got robbed. Quiet as is kept. But by the time that month over with, they walked away with 16K. And this is or they walked away with 12, and they paid their team. You might get 4 here. You might get 8 rounds. You might get 6. You know, 6 round you might get 5. You might get 4. It all depends on how you negotiate, how you look at it and like it. And when you get these guys, like you got these friends and stuff, they see they homie or they somebody they know coming up. Oh, yeah, man, let me get a free ticket to the fight. Let me get this. Let me get that. And it's like, do you not understand this comes down to this man purse? But they trapped under this illusion where they think because they see them looking nice with their outfit on and the team and the matching track suits and all that, they think that is more than what it is because they see this guy coming out on the other end of the arena with some of them got on tennis shoes. Some I got some basic black trunks or some basic white trunks, just simple $30 Everlast shorts, nothing spectacular with the all black or nothing like that, and some title shoes. And they sitting there, they go right to the decision. They may lose, their record might be 4-18, but that motherfucker can fight. Can fight. And they bring that guy into town to fight your guy to see where your guy is at. And but man, that fight was close. But they give it to the hometown guy to see where he at. His record go. The other guy the journeyman guy goes to 4-19. Your guy goes to like 6-0. But he walking out with all this money. I never get Demar Nicholson when I was on Slip and Counter told me in the studio. He's like, man, I know a dude walked away with that. I got all of that through his career. I bought a house with that money. And when he told me the name, I said, yeah, I can believe it. I swear I can believe it. And when Teofimo said that, it was like this shocking name. Everybody kept reposting that clip. Like, oh man, what? But he fought this guy, fought that guy. He only made this, or he only made that. Yeah. Oh, and then he said, yeah, it was all over ESPN. That Lomachenko gave me an extra on the purse because of X, Y, Z. I never got that money. And unfortunately, because of how T.O. and his dad is, people are gonna take it at face value. Like, man, we know how they are, man. Who's to really believe that? But no, that happens. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. Like, oh, I never got that money. I never got that money. I know a fighter way back. I think I was probably 19, 20 at the time, right? He's fighting. And this promoter was just, he wasn't even signed to the guy. But anyways, he's fighting on the card. And he's supposed to get, I want to say it was 4. Or it was either 2 or 4. I remember it was an even number. And all of a sudden, he got knocked down to this number. Then he got knocked down to that number. Then he got knocked down to this. And this, it was just a bunch of nonsense. When he walked away, I said, man, and the fight was a whole debacle. Walked away and told me, man, I made 7 from that. I said, what? I'll tell you in one story that happened directly with me being involved. I'm helping a fighter. I'm in the corner. We get to the back, right? So we get to the back. And how for casuals, civilians who are loosely into this thing of ours, I'll tell you how it works. Soon as your hind parts hit that back curtain, you should be getting your money. Damn it. Like damn it that quick. I mean really. The money's already should be set. The money should already be set. Soon as you get back to your dressing room, you'll hear your get the you got a solo room, or and you might get cash, you might get a check. Shoot, I remember they was sending him. I remember one fighter, I think he was getting his money like he got like one set of his money like that night, the bowl number. Then he got his back end, which was like 10 or 15% of the tickets he sold, and he sold. I want to say it was 30 or 40. He sold a lot of tickets. He had people showing up for him. That mug. And so if you take, let's just say, forget 15%. Let's just do 10. Let's say this kid was supposed to get 6,000, right? Right. He pays his team $600 a piece because it's 10% of 6,000, right? But and you pay your, gym fee, whatever, right? But here's the thing: he gets his 4,000 from the $40,000 tickets, $40,000 worth of tickets he sold. So now he's up to almost $10,000, almost, because he still had to pay everybody else. So it would be like, shoot, I want to say about high 8, low 9 off the top of my head because I'm too tired. I already did enough pharmacology at work that I don't feel like doing. Y'all know usually I'll be running the numbers off, but I ain't with it right now. But anyways, it's especially if you're a kid, you ain't got no kids, you just turned a pro young fighter. That's a good night. That's a good night. And if you got a job on top of that too, what? Be stingy with that money, boy. And the fight I was working with gets to the back. Next guy goes out. That fighter comes back, and they mention his name, but my guy name ain't been called yet. And it's like, hold on a second, like, what's going on? But me being who I am, I cater to my brothers in that time, win or lose. Because you got one of my teammates right now, my guy. I owe him, so I owe him a game. I know you, yeah, but like, man, we can get on the game. We're gonna talk, and I'm gonna get him on here too. My man, Max, bad boy. Um, he fought, had a spectacular performance, and I still asked him, "You okay?" Because you could win, and have something happen that the crowd don't know, So I went to him. I said, "Hey, I'll take care of it. Just stay where you at. Just rest, bro. Like I'll get it." So I go around the corner. And to protect this promoter and card, I'm not gonna say where it was because it will be a dead ass giveaway. So I go out the dressing room and go around the corner. When I go around the corner, I see the promoter, and that promoter always was like so proud of me, always so happy to see me, happy to see my dad. Hey, what's up? That going on, man? What's up, boy? How's school going? It's going good, And where's your dad? Is he in the crowd? Stuff like that. And I said, oh no, but I wanted to ask you, oh sure, what can I help you with? Anything for you, champ. And I said, it's about my fighter. He's he still hasn't been paid, was my exact words. They haven't called his name to be paid. And his promoter was always jolly, happy to see me, whatever. Got to say, I'm like, hey, how can I help you? He goes, his whole face changed. He goes, oh, tell him I said his opponent cost 4,500 and he only sold 1,500 in tickets. He could keep looking for his money. That really hurt. Like it wasn't even towards me. It was a good friend of mine. That really messed my head up because it was like, yo, this man life on the line when he gets in here, yo. Like, what is wrong with you? But it was what it was, and I had to say that part of the life, man. You don't know how close he came. Mm. You don't know how close he came. I have to say that. And luckily, things got taken care of later on because as a fighter, you can sue. But it's, what I mean? Look at Regis program. Regis program coming up in his career. It was about, I think he didn't get paid 2 or 3 times early in his career. Basically, for free. Like, real talk, you go from paying $450 for your outfit and you're doing this, selling this, whatever. No, bro. You are literally selling these tickets for this promoter. It's not like back in the day when my dad was fighting where you had local fights that were thrown at the DC Armory. DC Armory is 7,000 seats. And go back and look at all of them old 80s, 90s fights. These are simple like cars. These weren't like, oh, big time car. This is a simple car on local television. The joint was packed. That was the night out. You have to worry about, oh, can you sell 10 tickets? Like these days is how many tickets can you sell? Soon as you want to get on the card. Can you do 100 off the rip? If you don't do 100, I'm docking you. Now you gotta think where T.O.'s talking about. T.O.'s at a point at his career where, it's gonna be a guarantee of this and whatever. And it's just like Mike Tyson said in one interview on the same podcast, Cam He said, man, you know how many fights where the guys don't get exactly what they were supposed to get? Look at Vinny Pazienza's movie. Go to the very last scene. You ain't gotta worry about the movie. Go to the very last scene. That kid played the hell out of Vinny Paz. And Paz he said, lady said, what's the biggest lie you were told in all your years in this sport? He said, it's not that simple. I mean, really, it is that simple. And the lady thought he was like, oh, it's not that simple for me to just think of it at this point in time to answer your question. No, he was saying that's the biggest thing he told. And she's like, well, he said, yes, they tell you. Oh, we couldn't get all your money for this one because, and they slip it somehow in the contract that you were guaranteed this. Then that's just the promoter part. You still got to deal with the trainer who might do this. If depending on how your team is set up, if you don't trust it, whatever, that's just how it be. And I forgot the other part. I think he said other fights where he fought where he didn't get 1 million or he only got this much or whatever. And I think this is Teofimo freaking Lopez, man. This kid is a star. I don't care what you say about him. The boy can freaking fight, and he's a star. He's a guy. He's polarizing. Period. Win, lose, or draw. Oh Lord, this boy fighting. Ain't no telling what we gonna get. Turn it on. Because of that, you don't know what you're gonna get out of him. You don't know what you're gonna get out of him and his dad pre-fight. You don't know what they're gonna get after the fight. You don't know what his performance is gonna be. This is And this guy, I didn't sense any bull jive when he was talking about it. But that's why you got to play the game a certain way. Shout out to Lamar Roach. Nobody really caught the play. I caught it. I caught the play. As soon as I heard that fight got made, I caught the play. I caught that play. And what I mean by the play is that Tank is getting chewed up in the media right now, eaten alive right now by everybody in the media. Right? Right? So let's go to BoxRec right now. I'm gonna do this. Alright, we're gonna do a new window. Here's the thing that gets me, right? Tank's getting chewed up, and some of it I get where people are coming from, but you can't force people to get in the ring with you. And I'm not saying this because of my ties to him. I get where people are coming from. I do get where people are coming from, like, oh, come on, bro. But at the same time, it's a lose-lose. The thing is, he's at a certain pinnacle, just like Canelo, where no matter what they do, somebody's not going to be satisfied. That's just how the game goes. Straight up. Then if you add on top of that, let's say he goes in, because remember, him and Lamar Roach know each other very well. We all grew up in like a drive from each other, okay? We all would go to big sparring sessions, and this person be there, this person be there. We all in the same circles, so we all know each other pretty well. All like for instance, if something was to happen tomorrow with like we could easily call each other like, "Are you straight? You good?" That's how well. Oh, yo, bro, you your birthday? Like, oh, man, yo, man, you went at the gym, yo, checking on you straight. Like, this is how well. So if Tank goes in there with Lamont and Lamont shows his ass like I know he will, I really believe he can and will, and show up, you really gonna eat Tank up because you're gonna say, oh, another guy came up from a lower weight class, and this time this dude gave him all these problems, and I gave him this because trust me, Lamar Roach is not coming to lay down. I'm telling y'all that now. I'm just keeping it all the way tall. He is not coming to lay down. Good. I don't know what you thought. That boy will go out on his shield. That boy will. Certain things with him and his family's mental makeup, if that fight were to get in the same trenches as Frank Martin, no offense to Frank Martin, because Frank Martin fought his tail off. There's certain things that I know about that family. He's gonna sit on that stool and he's gonna hear a certain voice in his head. He ain't checking in. He ain't gonna turn, he ain't gonna run, he ain't gonna be like, he gonna down this hill. And I'm telling you what I know. But the crazy part is they could say this, oh, he coming up from 130, but Tank really should be at 130 if you really want to talk about it. But as little as he is, but that's why he's able to do certain things that he does and be strong at 35. That if he was to go to 30, it would be a little bit more suffering and a little bit more. You won't see too many, hey, I bet you can't drink this jokes at the press conference. If Tank was to go to 30, he would be able to drink some water, but it won't be as much in that bottle. It will be a whole lot more in that bottle than what you saw he tried to taunt Frank Martin with. But the play with Lamar Roach and that team was beautiful with how they set it, because they got a pass from the WBA. They got a pass from the WBA. He stays the man. And the way you look at a fight with Tank, that Lamont got this call, it's just like, I always mention this story. My dad always told me, he said, man, you never know when you gotta stay ready. You never know when you get that opportunity. You may never get it again. And you look at Boom Boom Mancini, he was talking about how I mentioned this story more times, and he beat this contender, this contender, this contender, that contender. And he gets offered to fight for the title, but the title is against Alexis freaking Arguello. Not a good consolation prize. And at that time, Alexis Arguello was what, 60, 70 fights? And I want to say Boom Boom probably barely hit 20, which is good these days, but back then, man, what? What? And he went to his dad, and his dad said, "What? I have to take the opportunity. You always take the opportunity when the champ offers it. You never get that opportunity again, you know." And he took it, and he was better off for it, you know. And with Lamont, he gets this opportunity after that beautiful performance he just had, and then he gets to go back, that gets this big payday, shows up, puts on a hell of a performance, goes back down to 130. He still has the Shocky fight if he wants it. So that's Navarrete negotiation if he wants it. He has so many so many opportunities still there. So if he didn't take the same fight, then let's say I'm already slated to fight this person. Let's just throw it out there. And let's say he wins, but he has a bad performance. Whatever running that is in Tank's team's head of who can we get, his name isn't even thought of. But if you look at his last performances, that boy's every aspect. I always say this about Lamont Rose. Go back and look at what Andre Ward said when he lost his first title shot to Jamel Herring. Go look. And then watch him as he's progressed along. He's become more of a killer. Even more of a killer and tactical, and how he breaks you down and how he just he run over you. And you add that on top of the type of shape that he stays in. It's just like, oh, well, you just had this dominating performance and this and this. That's how I go. That's how I get set up, you know. So, but from what I'm hearing, of course, Lamar wasn't the first pick. It was supposed to be Loma. But Loma, whatever reason, he said, well, I'm thinking about retiring. I don't know if I want to do this right now. And I don't blame him. I don't. People could throw whatever they want at Loma, but at the same time, love Tank to death, love Coach Kenny to death. What was the thing that was stopping that fight from happening? Let's just say 4 years ago. 4 years. Let's just do 4 years ago. What about 4? Let's just do 4 years ago. And at a certain point, I did not like the fight because Tank was still, in my opinion, just a little too green. He wasn't at the level he's at now as a professional. So at that point, it's like, no, don't do this fight. And everybody wanted to throw it in Coach Kenny and Tank. So, they protecting him. Dude, the boy was not ready for Loma yet. He was good, but he needed that more seasoning. The guy would love to see him. The streak that he's been on, hell, 2 years ago, I think Loma takes the fight a little more, because now it's more of, man, I think this man got 400 amateur fights, countless sparring sessions. It's like, man, I'm tired. Getting tired, bro. I'm wearing down. And that last fight with Kambosos was so beautiful. It's like, man, you know what? If I want to walk away, I did it my way. I did it perfectly. I got back I felt I was owed. So if I walk away, I deserve it. And I'm not gonna knock that man for it. I don't knock no man that wants to walk away from this thing. I don't at all. So it's gonna be interesting to see the dynamics, how all of this unfolds. But you got Teofimo saying Tank's a B and Bud is a B, and who's Lord Child? Yeah, the ginger ale hitting tonight, cause Lord knows. Woo. What's up? Bud didn't take too kindly. Bud's like a lot of the men I grew up around. that rah-rah stuff don't really bother him much. And you go up doing all that rah-rah and I'm this and I'm that, you know. And I'll never forget one time I was watching, this is like early in his career. I think he was still either 35 or 40 pounds. That man sat there and said, man, you do all that screaming and hollering, man. I'm like, you must want some attention. You must really, really want some attention. Where did I put my headphones at? Oh, here it is. So you really must want some attention. Why you gotta do that? I'm right here. Why you need everybody to hear and see? How about me and you go in this back room? It could be handled. And that's how I grew up. The men I grew up around. So it wasn't a thing. And then when you see how that whole thing unfolded at the fights with Tio and Bud and Bud was like, man, go ahead with that. And you just push him like, oh my lord. Because say he ain't gonna do all that hollering, man. He's not gonna do all that. And it's like, okay, look, why are you even talking like you want to fight Bud? Bud's long gone now. He's long gone. Ain't no way he's gonna kill himself to go back down to 47. I don't care how much money. He could lie all he want and say, oh, the right amount of money, I can still make 47. Bull. This man already done went up. You know, he's not gonna try to cut that extra 7 now he ain't got to. So what are you trying to do with him? It's not gonna happen. So now we go to Tank. You say Tank to be Tank, you know, don't really want to fight. Okay. When you were at 35, that fight would have been blockbuster. But oh, at the time, you were with ESPN. Wasn't gonna happen. You got away from that, went to the zone. You still, in my opinion, could have made a fight with Tank long ago. If you really wanted to. Now you're at 140. Still a chance that that fight could be made, but let's be real here. If that fight were to be made, does Tank go to 40? Doubt it. Tank's gonna say you gotta come in at 138. Let's just say 138, right? He says you gotta come in at 138. We all know Teofimo's gonna be like, man, F you, who is you? I don't gotta do nothing. What? Man, get out of my face, bro. So what are we doing here? What's all the back and forth? What are we doing? Because if it can't be something made out of it, then why are we even doing all this squawking? For what? But it's a lot of it's like I told Suge, man, boxing is just like wrestling except for the punches are real. Is how it is. Same thing, man. But I do know two guys that ain't gonna do all that talking. They just gonna see what's up. There's a few guys that are like that, Bud, Caleb Plant, and two other guys that I could definitely say are like that. I had four on that. Better be Evan Bivol. Let's start with them two. If you bet on that fight, you stupid. Like I ain't got the guts. I ain't got the heart to bet on that. Man, let me hold on, y'all. I'm trying to tell my lady. I'm trying to tell Big Suge I'm live. She must have forgot, y'all. Mm. All right, hopefully she see it because I don't want it to interrupt what we doing. But I'm trying. But that fight, and if it's gonna be at 75, and you got Benavidez coming off of his, I guess, adaptation to 75, and it was a little sluggish. But of course, he still can't. He showed up, but he was in there with a guy like, oh wow, this guy wider across the shoulders than me. All right, I really gotta work, you know. And I felt so bad for the people who sitting there making it. They got spoiled with his performances, so they took it and you know they tried to shun him a little bit with it, which wasn't fair. But it also make you think. If you fighting after that performance, you better hope that performance ain't like that against this kid. Cause this kid, but it's such it's just oh my god, it's oh you got four guys here. You got Better Be Able Ball, and you got David Morrell and Benavidez. Four monsters. Four guys where you can't. It's a toss up. Let's really go and dive deep into each. You got Better Be Able Ball, and you would like to say, man, Bivol can snap a punch on you. He can whip it, but I love his boxing skills. Remember, we all thought Zerdo was going to give him a lot of problems, and he just broke Zerdo down. And a lot of it was, it's just he stayed at that way too long to try to make that money because now he's not there no more. But at the same time, God, was that a masterful performance he put on? Oh, that was pretty. And the thing about that Russian style, how it's like a it's like swaying in and out, and when you, for instance, like if I come out with a guy and I feint you, when I feint you, I might feint and I go up into mantis, right? And I was telling my little guy, he's a little national champ that I work with named Terrell. I was like, don't if your kid get happen in mantis, and I see other kids and other pros too get weary of it for a second, because like, oh, well, how do I get past that? How does he have it up though? Is it? Oh, I'm just tired for this. Is it? Does he have it like this? Because if it's like this, I'm gonna go ahead, just slowly beat on your arm, move it out the way, boom, move it, boom. But is he bringing it in a way where he got it here, where he got it hard? Like you gonna have to hit, and then now as soon as you throw it, he uses the inside pivot, pulls your arm, goes to the side of you, and bing, bing, bing. Or he go, huh, boom, 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 boom. Those type of shots, I don't know. I don't know. I need to look. Every time I need to look. I'm so sorry. I know that it's gonna be on the Zone and ESPN Plus. I looked on there and it said 7, but I'm pretty sure that has to be the prelim before the main undercard. It has to be. So I just want to double check again before I tell you something. That is some bull. So let's look right now. What time is Beterbiev Bivol? Beterbiev Bivol is set to start with the ring walks around 6:15 in the UK. I mean, 11:15 in the UK, which is 6:15 here and 3:15 in Cali. So we should be alright. We should be alright. Ooh, Lord, don't bet on this fight. But when the thing about back to the Mantis thing, when you have it, and now when you add the Russian style, they do this, they wing it, and sometimes it's like they washing a window. They go in and they go bah, 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 boom, boom, and next thing you know, it's like a pimp slap, boom, hop back, boom, boom, hop back in, boom, 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 and it's like. And in America we just do this, tap, 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 it's in and out. It's a little bit more like fencing, but in Russia it's like it's almost like a slow double dutch start, like and boom, 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 boom. And it's like, how did he get torque off that? But it be so smooth. But at the same time, when we switch that same motion over to Better BS, it sucks. You know why? Because, man, go back to that old, my father told me this at an early age, hey, man, boxing is a puncher's sport. You can do everything right. Everything right. And then you just gotta do this hit too damn hard. It just don't work, bro. That's a bull. Because when I look at it from my experience and my view, I swear I watch it and I think of my head, think of they both performances, and I look at man at the box, especially the box, the pure boxer in me. It's like, man, you know what? He might not find. He might not find Bivol. But then you look at Better Be his body, and then you just look at how big his forearm and his wrist is, and it's like. Then I made some phone calls and I got told some stories about the sport. And it's like, bro, what the heck? And the thing is though, then you know what, let me go back to the amateurs. So I start doing research, right? Both of them stellar amateurs. I think Bivol's amateur record, I don't know, my head hurts. I think his amateur record was, I want to say it was 280 something and 13 or something like that. I know I'm close, just slightly off, but I want to say 280 something and 13, something like that, right? And then you look at Better Be It. This Bama record was 2 244 or 243 or 245, something like that, in 5 losses. And then it make you think even more. So that had to be a lot. 5 losses. So both of them fought about the same amount of amateur fights and amateur tournaments. All fought in the same amateur tournaments. Except for Bivol fought a couple, about 40 more fights, 60 more fights, something like that. And then you look at like, so I'm pretty sure for them 5 losses, a lot of people got knocked out before that. Like, if you just know, and it's like, if he's able to cut Bivol off, because I've seen Better Be Able to just break guys down, man. Just slowly break them up. And I mean, making these guys contemplate their profession. Like, he breaking these guys. And none of these guys wilt. None of these guys trying to find a way. They really trying to win. Marcus Brown, Callum Smith. These was really coming to fight. And he just busting these guys up, man, and just really breaking them. And then you see all this blood on him. And none of it's his. None of it is his. And it's like, what the? But one thing I learned about big punchers at an early age, you meet bone crunching punchers and you make a mental decision with yourself that you know what you're walking into and you're willing to take the chance. Perfect example, Terry Norris versus Mugabe. And he caught Mugabe. You had guys like Julian Jackson who Terry Norris wasn't able to get to him in time, and walk him into something. But Julian Jackson used to break guys up, man. But at the same time, he was very vulnerable. Now I see that same type of vulnerability with Better Be It. Better Be It will walk to you. You know where he ain't hard to find him. He's literally Michael Myers. He's gonna walk right to you. But he's been hurt bad. Very, very badly and dropped. And it's like, there's a vulnerability there. I always tell people, man, there's no monsters in boxing. There's some that are pretty damn close. But there are no monsters in this sport. I don't care who they are. Everybody can be gotten on the right day, the right setup, the right timing. And when he was hurt very bad. And when he got up, he was still hurt. So it tells me two things. That you can get to him. And from what I've seen with him, he has trouble with hooks sometimes, but he gets to you so quick and he smothers you that you don't get the hook off. and then you can't land that hook. And then when he's hurt, he stays hurt. And then and people always him like I've had people ask me, man, what do you mean by that? When you hurt, you stay hurt. I said, you got guys, and I didn't know it about me until I got to that. So you won't know until you test it. And I always tell someone I got dropped or whatever, and I snapped out of it real quick. I got up at 4, and Dad was like, "No," I couldn't hear the count, but he didn't know until later on when I told him. But he's like, "Nah, take the 8, come get up, whatever." And my leg went boom, and I snapped out of it, kept bouncing. Right, move on. So a few years later, I get buzzed, and I'm like, "Doop." And literally, like, woo, I knew everything that was going on. I'm like, oh crap, I'm hurt. No, no. Snapped out of it. My leg went out, snapped out of it. Boom. When I was boom, I was right back to it. Boom. Everything was fine. But I'm rolling, rocking, rocking, rolling, slip, rolling, boom, 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 boom on the ropes, tied up, right? And it was funny because right when it happened, 10 seconds. Thank God. But anyways, I'm moving, and I go back to the corner, and I look back like, okay, even so, I was like, all right, I got you, because I took his best shot, so I was like, I got you now, you mine, so because I was weary of the big shot, because I knew this kid could thump. But when I went to the corner with Dad, I said, hey, Dad, so he said, and I said, Dad, I'm hurt. He said, no, you're not hurt no more, you fine. You fine. I said, huh? He said, yeah, I watched your legs. I watched your legs for a good minute out there happening. You fine. You recover quick, boy. That's good. Look, go ahead back to doing what you're doing. That was just one little shot that snuck in between the exchange. You tried to pull back, you didn't get the distance right, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Started just touching this kid up bad, man. But and I was like, oh, okay, so I recovered quick. Good. And I didn't know until you told me later. You said, you forget when you were a little bit buzzed with Boogie, and Boogie at 30, 40 pounds when he was fighting at 175. Bigger. So then he buzzed me for a second, and he jumped on me, and I was just like, whoa. And I recovered out of it, and he was like, dang it. He wasn't trying to knock me up, but he's like, I'm going to bring it, whatever. And those moments tell you, oh, okay, I recovered quick. Now, there's another instance where I'm at Hillcrest. Wow back. And I'm with Panama. Panama had to do this drill, right? You keep spinning around. I think he had to do it for like, I forget how many seconds, but he had to spinning around like spinny tops. Right? So what he did was he assigned you. So you get in there, spin. Then he would say, go to the ground, then you got to get up. He starts counting 1 to 10. So you get up, then he says, he does the whole thing. And you all right? You okay? Box. And then the guy's your teammates supposed to run at you, throw all these punches. Of course, no power on them. But if too many of them hit you, he'll jump in and say, nope, you got stopped. Right? So the whole thing was about awareness and staying calm and what to do. Do you know what to do when you're hurt? Go back to when Ray Leonard fought Tommy Hearns. He didn't know how to. He knew how to tighten up. He knew how to fight back, but he knew how to try to get his legs back. But he did not know how to just sit his weight on Ray and grab him. And that was a big thing. So when it was my turn, then I flurry, lock, and I pulled, and then lock, and then when I went like this, I locked him here. But he rolled. I think it was Steve. Steve rolled out there. I was like, ah, shit. I'm going trying to grab him out again. And I dipped this time and went and whoop, and I dipped with him and pulled his arm, locked him, turned. And oh yeah, he got it. He survived. They said, stop holding, separate, let him jump on me again. So you got to be able to do it just like in real life. Oh, okay, you grabbed him. No, it's still going. He'll say, stop holding, separate. Oh, it sends them at you again until you are fully recovered. And then another one of my teammates got in there. And I mean, that Bama was hurt. he was dizzy for a long time. Like he fell and got up. Sorry, start getting up. One, two, three. Whatever got to three, trying to get up there and fell out again. He said, bro, you can't do that. That referee see that this trouble burping all over again. It's over. Get the six and fell again. Then he got the seven and then fell to the rope. Sent him to him, man. Got stopped quick. And I walked up to him. I said, hey, you need to know about that about yourself. You need to know that it take you a long time to recover. You need to know that about yourself. So then I said, your bread and butter, when you get hurt, it's gonna be when you're hurt, don't just tighten up and do like how I was on top of the put no. Your thing gonna be this. Tucking and putting it in his face, put this in his face, boom, 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 boom. And then hopefully he blind him enough and you throw your money shot. That'll be your best bet. And it worked for him down the line. So with that, with Better Be It, with him being buzzed, what if Bivol catches him? And it's a long time for Better Be It to recover, and Bivol does all the right things, and he keeps the momentum on his way. Because I'm gonna tell you something about big punches. Go back through all the history of boxing. I don't care how far you want to go back. Damn it, go all the way back to the Roman gladiators. I don't give a damn. Go all the way back. Every big puncher either can't take a good chin shot or they can't take a body shot. One of the two. I don't care. I will down that hill. Go look. Go look. It's so you can see that John. It's something about them big punches, man. Life is. Let's go back to Triple G. Triple G, man, what hit you with a jab and hurt you bad? But he could not take a body shot to save his life. Dude come in there ripped up in there. That could not take a body shot to save his life. And you have guys that all of a sudden they get hit in the chin. They just can't get it together. But the biggest telltale, well, all punchers, they get used to walking forward. They get used to walking you down, and some of them forget that sometimes you might have to go backwards. And one thing I learned with big punches, once you start making them go straight, go backwards, or work the perimeter, fight over. I don't give if it happens in the second, third, fourth. I don't give a damn. The fight is over. Fight is over. It's over. Cause they don't know how to fight on their back foot, and they never been in that position. And then they're that old saying, they take a dose of your own medicine. Now they're dealing with the ring getting smaller and mentally trying to stay in it, and mentally the mental fatigue, and oh my god, this guy still won't. Now they're dealing with it. It's a different type of thing than getting beat and you can't find the guy you throwing your punch, you can't find him. It's a whole different ball game. Now you're in a situation where, oh, I'm hunted. Now I'm being hunted. That's a lot of mental anguish that goes with that, you know? And now we go to Better Be Evan Bivol, and we go to Morrell and Benavidez. And that's another fight. I don't know who I could pick with that. And you know how I do that. I always try to look at things. That's just how I am in life. I'm not you gonna hear my opinion. My opinion is all that matters. And I'm sticking with this. I've never been that type of person. You go through it like that in life, you'll never learn anything. You'll never become well-rounded. That's just how I feel. I always try to look at things from both perspectives. And when you look at Benavidez, after that last performance at 75, which was warranted, it was first time 75, and a little sluggish, and with a bigger guy, he has to adapt a little more. But yeah, he still got that gas thing. He's still gonna let his hands go. He's still gonna throw a lot of punches. And you won, like, man, Morrell, he's not the typical these days Cuban. You know what type of Cuban he remind me of? Teofilo Stevenson, uh Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me go back and those different Cubans from way from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s was knocking everything out in the amateurs. Them dudes that could box but could crack. Greatest. Yeah. Felix Savon. That's what I was trying to remember. Felix Savon. Yeah, those guys, man, was knocking guys out in the amateurs. Jorge Luis Gonzalez, who had the rivalry with Mr. Riddick, Mr. Bo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I know I could think of some more. Just give me a second, y'all. Just give me a hot second. It's gonna come to me. And they're gonna come to me. Oh my goodness. What's that boy name? Ramon Garby. Oh my goodness. I said Teofilo Stevenson. I said Felix Savon. Sugar Ramos. Roberto Balado. Oh my goodness. These guys were like not just boxing the Olympic style, but they were knocking guys slam out. I mean, in the amateurs, knocking guys out. Arlene Lopez, Joel Casamayor. How can I forget Joel Casamayor? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Joel Casamayor. These dudes were like really sitting youngins down, putting them on their pockets, and Morrell reminds me of that. And it's like, okay, now we get to see how Benavidez deals with a good jab. Good jab to keep him on the outside, keep him honest, make him have to earn it on the inside. And where does he pay a price? Will he have to pay a price to get on the inside and do those flurries and do those big punches? Will he have to pay a price? I would like to see what people think. Will he have to pay a price for that? And then you have to flip the coin and say, okay, now we get to see if, because it's not. Oh, he's too early for Morrell because of the Cuban, the Eastern Europeans, Cubans is like they long ready. That's why you see a lot of them turn pro and they first fight is 6 rounders. Only a few guys that are American I could think of that did that recently, and that was Shakur. That went straight to six rounders. So and you go, what if he don't throw enough punches and Benavidez starts breaking that body up? What if? That's the beautiful thing about this thing of ours. It's the what if. Every second of the what if, you know? So it's gonna be interesting to see like how does this go? How can this, unfold? But once again, y'all, first I'm gonna thank our sponsors, El Paso Route One, Big Roy, Charm by Shay, Raw Vegan, Second Wind Sports Media, Uncle Sheed, Uncle C's. Once again, I appreciate, usually guys, I get on a roll and I'll be on here, oh, I'm gonna do an hour. Next thing I get on a roll and I'm on here for 2 hours. But I am really tired and a little overworked and need to rest. So I will be getting off once this hits an hour mark. And I hope you guys really like and enjoyed this episode, even though it's much shorter. But I really want to say thank you guys for being patient with me from yesterday to today. And waiting, you could easily say, man, I ain't waiting on him. I'm going on by my way. But I literally had shout out to Gentleman Giles, man. Gentleman Joseph Giles. Bad boy. I gotta get one of his shirts, man. I made the announcement that I wasn't gonna be able to do the show last night. He was like, man, I was looking forward to it. That's what I always tune into every week. And I'm like, what? Because I'm still not used to that, So, and I don't care about views. I just care about talking about real boxing and people enjoying talking about real boxing, real things that happen in the fight game. So if I had 30 views, even when on Slip Accounting, when I was doing a lot of views, as long as it's the people who are pure to the game and really enjoy it, I love it. I'm okay. I'll do it every time. I don't care if it's one view. Till next time, y'all. I'm out.
If you're looking for a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that Raw Vegan Plant-Based Proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com.